What's going on, people? Welcome to the United Stand. Welcome to match day. Man United against Wolves, our second game of the season. Monday night, man. You know how hard it was watching the games from the weekend onwards, just thinking, I want our game now. Watching everyone play. But it's here, man. And look, it's a tough game. And there's a positivity from that Chelsea result. But we did see the problem in the midfield. And I think if we just go out there and just play exactly the same team in exactly the same way against Wolves, I think we'll come unstuck. I want to see I'll switch it up slightly in terms of our approach and how we set up for the game, because Wolves are going to look to counter us. We're going to have a lot more of the ball. We're going to have to play in a different way to beat them. I'm sure we can do it. I've got faith in the back four as well. You look at Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. I think back to the dreadful times we were there last year, twice in quick succession. It was like twice in 2 weeks or twice in a week, I think it was. And like, I literally said after the last time, I don't even want to go back ever again. It was just that peak. But it's a slightly different feeling now, and this will be a big gauge as to how well we're doing. It's only the second game, yes, and win, lose or draw, you can't overreact or underreact, but it is a good indication as to what we're doing. It'd be interesting to see if Ollie, in terms of personnel that are available, we don't see the old faces coming back in. You know, we saw how we function without Matic in the midfield, which was a positive. The fact that he had the guts to still stick with his team selection and not bring Matic in, even when we were losing that midfield battle against Chelsea. Because I still feel, you look at Wolves' midfield, it's I'm not saying it's as good as Chelsea's, but it's probably not far off. It's very mobile. It's got very good technicians in there, people that can get about the pitch and use the ball very well. And we saw that even when we was at Wolves last year. So someone like Matic, I think, could be a problem for us again in this type of fixture, like he was again last year as well, I'm sure. And the back four should pick itself, and we know who's going to play there. I would actually potentially go with a two up tops. I don't know what you guys think. I would go with Martial and Rashford as a two and play Jesse just behind them. But I don't see Ollie going with the five at the back, to be honest, with the wing backs. I can't see him doing that. I personally would probably put Tuanzebe in there and then put Smalling on the bench. I would go with a three. I'd go with Lindelof, Maguire and Tuanzebe for this game, and have the fullbacks trying to pin them in, because they're going to want to counter us and we're going to dominate a lot of the ball. We need to create, and having two to occupy their centre halves in Martial and Rashford, I think that'll be a positive look. But I don't think he's going to do that. Rant's big game. Look, we saw when we got slapped twice in quick succession last year. It's a hard stadium to go to. The fans are onto you. You're close to the pitch. It's hostile atmosphere. How do we approach this game, man?
Me personally, I'd go exactly with the same 11 that we played against Chelsea, for the simple fact that I feel like he's going to do that. It's the second game of the season. Do you pay... Obviously, I feel like we need to pay Wolves some respect in the sense that they're a good team. But at the same time, you don't pay them too much respect, man. I felt like we didn't pay Chelsea too much respect, which is why we scored 4 goals and we won the game that way. I feel like if we go in there thinking, oh, Wolves, they're a really good team, like, we need to kind of worry about what they're going to do and stifle what they do, bro. Like, it's Wolves, innit? Like, let's no disrespect to them, innit? Yeah. We're Manchester United.
So you're saying puff out your chest, bro, and be like, you know what?
Big up your chest, go up to Molyneux and do what you're meant to do. That's it. If we take care of our business, it don't matter what Wolves do. That's the honest truth. The reason why Wolves would beat us last season is because we weren't doing what we were meant to do.
It was mistakes as well, especially
it was mistakes.
McTominay when we was 1-0 up.
Massive mistake as well. Was that the cup or was that the league?
I still can't remember which.
We can't remember. That was mad. No, that was a madness. Yeah, but
and then Ashley Young got sent.
Ashley Young,
and then Luke Shaw got spun when the ball went through.
But this is it. So, like, mistakes were there.
But if they have wrapped every top 6 team there.
Exactly.
So we have to pay them that kind of respect, in terms of thinking, do we not?
I just feel like the way we're playing now is not the same as the way we were playing last season. We're not playing the same formation.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people, we were playing a 4-3-3 last year. We're not playing a 4-3-3 no more.
Yeah. We
were playing 4-3-3 with Pogba advanced. Now we're playing Pogba in a double pivot.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. It's a different system. We've got a different amount of pace. The transition's quicker. Like, it's a different thing.
What change would you make? Would you do the Andreas?
I would just start Jesse from the middle. Yeah. Start Andreas on the right hand side.
Oh, so you'd start him?
I'm still starting.
You wouldn't start Daniel James or Greenwood or
man, I'd leave it exactly how it was. For the simple fact that they've already done it.
Yeah.
And even though Andreas wasn't amazing, the guy still got an assist, man. Like, but we can't forget that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, let these guys play their way into form.
Yeah.
Like, it's the beginning of the season. Nobody's up and running yet. No one. So I
Kind of good to play them now, isn't it, and get out of the way, really.
That's it, man.
So.
Play yourself into the season. Like, also, we have Martial as the fulcrum of the attack, who we didn't have last season.
Yeah.
When you're playing against teams that sit back, you don't need a striker like Lukaku because you can't hold it and bring people in.
Yeah.
And neither can Rashford, but Tony can.
Yeah.
So because we've got Tony in there now, the dynamic of the team is different now. So maybe, even though they're sitting back, we might still be able to unlock certain things because we've now got a striker that can hold the ball and bring people in.
Okay.
So I would leave it exactly the same. Have a look at it at least for a half.
Yeah.
Because defensively, I trust United to not concede in the first half.
That's the biggest thing, isn't it? It's,
Do you know
it's
what I mean?
looking at like how Wolves used to spin us. There was Jota running through, Jimenez used to hold out. They were running everywhere, and it was awful to see, to be honest. But I don't feel that that's going to happen a lot of times. Yeah, you can always get caught on the odd counter attack here and there, but I don't have that feeling that we're defensively vulnerable at the moment. I know it's only one game, but from what I've seen from it,
and even in pre-season before Maguire came in, we only conceded 2 goals in the pre-season. So for me, like, you don't concede a goal in the first half. You go in at half time and you assess the situation.
Okay.
We done the same thing against Crystal Palace away last season, where we changed to a 5 at the back in the second half, and we ended up coming back to win the game.
Yeah.
But
okay. All right.
Keep it tight in the first half. Don't concede. See how the game's going, and if we need to change the shape, then change the shape. But I would go in pretty much as normal and kind of suss it out first. I definitely wouldn't change it before, because I think that when you go to their yard, if you pay them too much respect, you're almost inviting problems.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I hear that. We've got to puff our chest out. So as we were from rants, Miles, what are you saying when you saw the game last week? You've had a week to process it. Wolves, tough game. Do you agree with what Rance is saying in terms of stick exactly how we are, same personnel, same formation, everything, or would you like to see a tweak? What are you saying?
I kind of agree with him, to be honest. I was a bit on the fence before, but only because Pereira for me didn't have the best game. But then again, he did get his assist, didn't he? So I'd say just stick with it. It's worked, against Chelsea. I know they're not the best Chelsea side we've ever seen, but it's worked against them. So it looks like that is kind of the way Oli wants to go with his team anyway. So if anything, just show that faith in Pereira again, and I'm sure with a few games under his belt, he will hopefully become the player that Oli wants him to become. And I mean, in terms of this game, obviously we went up there 3 times last season and we didn't win once. Every time I've been up there, my Instagram stories have just been "we've lost again" kind of thing, with Josh putting the camera in my face and laughing at me.
No, we went Moloneux twice.
No, there was a cup game as well.
Yeah,
we lost
League and
FA
Cup,
Cup.
innit?
Yeah, so fair play. I just remember 3.
We played them 3 times.
I just don't remember winning.
We drew the other time at Old Trafford.
Yeah. I just don't remember winning there in a long time.
Yeah.
So hopefully today will be much better. Again, show them no respect. Like the last couple of games we showed. I don't know why we showed them so much respect, but we just need to go there. We've made some signings that we say are United players. I want to see those United players play in the United way, and show no fear, no respect, and just go out there.
Having said all of that, with what you said about the team, etc., and you as well, Rance, do both of you feel that Oli is actually gonna play the right team with what we've got? We spoke about hopefully it's not a one-off what we saw before. Jones and Smalling not even in the team, no Matic didn't start, etc. Do you feel like he'll go again strong and these guys won't be in the team?
I feel like he has to, boy, because get to the point where everyone's leaving, fam. You know what I mean? Man, I saying Sanchez is leaving now, like he ain't got a choice. We're gonna be down to our bare bones anyway, and I think I actually prefer to have a smaller squad. You know what I mean? Because it means less of a chance of certain men playing. You know what I mean? If they're not here, they can't play. So, I just think that Oli has made it clear throughout the pre-season we've played the same shape every game. We've played the same personnel in certain positions. Like we saw Martial play down the middle the whole time. Like Pogba played deep the whole time. Like we know what he wants to do, innit? He knows what he wants to do, and it seems like he's adamant that he's gonna play that way. Even when Mata came on, he played in the middle. So I think that he's made up his mind now, and he's just gonna do this. And I hope that no matter how the results go, like he just sticks to that. Keep the same energy, man. And I'm behind it because he still needs another summer window
Absolutely.
Like before we can start realistically thinking about finishing in the top 4 and
see
then
how he really is shaping his team.
competing in.
Yeah.
But so far, like he hasn't given me any reason like not to trust what he's doing.
Yeah, you can see some forward movements, and he's trying to get rid of players who we need to move on. All right, prediction time. I'm gonna go. Do you know what? I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna go 2-0.
That's exactly what I was.
I'm gonna go 2-0, and I'm
a
more
big
saying that
fan.
I'm gonna be bold. Look, by the end of this video, or sorry, not the end of this video, by the end of the fan cams, you could probably see a different me, a different rant, and a different Miles at player ratings time. But I'm gonna be bold, and I'm actually gonna big up our defence, and I think they're gonna keep another clean sheet. I'm just gonna put my faith in it. There's been so much negativity across the summer with the transfer window and all of that. Chelsea, okay, we got away with one. It probably wasn't the best 4-0 performance you will see, but it was 4-0. We kept the clean sheet, and I'm gonna say I think the players are gonna take that confidence through. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite me in the arse. We know the power of the clout chasers trying to alter things and make things come back to bite you in the backside. But this is Premier League football, and it's boring if you don't stick your neck on the line for some things, because it's just shit. So I'm gonna go 2-0, and I'm gonna say Maguire from a set piece, yeah, and I'm gonna say Martial 2-0. If Maguire doesn't score, I think he will set one up from like at the back stick, head it back across, or he'll be involved in a goal. Rants, what's your prediction? Score prediction?
Yeah, I say 2-0 as well, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm expecting to keep a clean sheet tonight. Should be great. I don't know. I fancy Rashford today.
Yeah.
Fancy Rashford today.
Rashford and.
Let's go for Rashford and Martial today.
Okay, Miles.
I'm switching it up a little bit. I was going to go with the 2-0, but just to throw it out there, I'm going to say 3-1. I feel like we are going to concede. I can see a little bit of a hole, I think, in our defence where, all right, it's a good defence now, but I still feel like there'll be holes there. And I just feel like Martial bags a couple and Rashford again scores as well. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So 2-2-0s and a 3-1. Let us know what you guys are predicting for this game. Let us know if you're even nervous. Rance is saying, beat out your chest. We're Manchester United. Why are we worrying? Let's do our thing. I'm a little bit more reserved in terms of I think there's a reason why Wolves have done so well against the top 6. However, this is a new season. There's no guarantee that Wolves are going to be exactly the same, and we did have very good moments against them last year, to be fair, when I think back to it. However, it's their first home game of the season as well, so they'll be right up for it. Let us know what side of the coin you lot lie on. Make sure you check out the fan cams after the game. Peace.